ReAct prompting stands for reasoning and action. In today's video, we're going to be covering ReAct prompting through 3 different examples. 2 of them are going to be coded with Langchain. We're going to utilize tools and agents with them. And the other example is going to be based off of the ReAct paper. We're going to use essentially their few-shot prompt and ask a question that I came up with and see if we can get the correct answer. Now, how ReAct prompts are broken down at the very top, you're going to have a question. This is what you're going to ask your large language model. And then underneath it, you're going to see something that's like thought, action, and observation. And these 3 thought, action, observation are going to be repeated until a final answer is achieved. Now, because of this repetitiveness and how many characters are being sent through, these prompts can be quite expensive on the token side of things. One of the benefits, though, is you can ask a bit more complicated questions. But what I have seen is it's not always correct. So you're going to have to really play with what tools you use and data sources, whether you want to use internal data or use other external APIs to get the correct answer. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to jump into Google Colab and we're going to start going over some prompts. Okay, so I'm here in Google Colab. The first thing we have to do is we're going to have to pip install a few things. So pip install Langchain OpenAI, Langchain Hub, Langchain OpenAI, Langchain Community, Wikipedia, and DuckDuckGo. So make sure we have all of those, and it'll take a minute or 2 to get all of this ready, and I will be back once it is. Okay, so everything's been installed. Next thing that we're going to have to do is bring in our OpenAI API key. So what I'm going to say is import in OS, and then os.environ, and put an OpenAI API key. So OpenAI API key. We're going to say this equals, and you're going to put your API key over here. Now I'm going to paste my API key, and I'm going to stop the video before I do that. But your key, I believe, should start with SK dash like that, and you can grab a key on OpenAI's website. Okay, I'm going to paste my key, and I will be right back. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in some imports. So let's start off this from Langchain import hub, from Langchain agents import agent executor, create ReAct agent. Also, this should be agents, not agent. From Langchain OpenAI import OpenAI from Langchain tools import DuckDuckGo search run. From Langchain import LLM math. Also on the agent side of things, there's 2 others. I accidentally separated my example code. But you need to bring in tool and also initialize agent. Says agent. And a little bit later in the video, we're going to go over Wikipedia. So we might as well bring in those imports now. So under Langchain tools, what we're going to do is add Wikipedia query run. This will be for our second example. And then also one more thing. So from Langchain community, we're gonna .utilities, and import Wikipedia API wrapper. Okay. I was like, why am I having an error there? I misspelled from. So this should be everything. Let me just double check really quick. There should not be underscore between OpenAI, and those are imports. Make sure to fix that comma. Oof. It's LLM math chain, not LLM math. Struggling already, just bring in these imports. But okay, so to start off with, we're gonna go over here and say LLM equals OpenAI, like that. I'm not gonna specify what model, and keep moving forward. Now we need to set up our tools. So the first one we're gonna have to set up is our math chain. Now I have a whole video on tools, so if you want to check that out with the Langchain side of things. But essentially for math tool, LLM math chain equals LLM math chain from LLM, LLM equals LLM, and it's not a lot. Verbose equals true, math tool equals tool from function, function LLM math chain dot run, name calculator. And I literally grabbed this from Langchain's documentation. I did not come up with this code. So this is going to build out our math tool on that side of things. Now, what we're going to have to do is build out something for search. Now, there's a few different options you could use. You could go through Google search, but there's a cost involved with their API. I've seen a lot of different SERP APIs used in some example code, but what's free is DuckDuckGo. I don't want to really spend that much money on this video, so we're going to use DuckDuckGo. And we're going to say search on here equals DuckDuckGo search run. Okay. And those are going to be the two tools for our first ReAct. And what we're going to do in ReAct prompt, I should say, we're going to have to essentially build our tools into a list over here. So specify them. So first we have this math tool that we created. So put that in over here. And then we have our search tool. So we're going to put search. Okay. Now we have both of those. Awesome. And then we're going to have to bring in a prompt. So the prompt that I see used in Langchain's official documentation, we're going to put prompt equals hub.pull. And then inside over here, we're going to put hw chase 17 /react. Okay. Awesome. I'm going to create a few new cells. Now we need to create our agent. So agent equals create ReAct agent, pass in our LM, pass in our tools, and then pass in our prompt. And then we have to create our agent executor. So agent executor, and we're going to say that's equal to agent executor. Agent equals agent, tools equals tools, verbose equals true. Okay. Agent executor has been created. And now we have to invoke this. So I'm going to copy over what I've already written. And I will say this has had like a 50% success rate. I could do a little bit better job on the prompt engineering side. I hope it works for the first time, but I'll rerun it a few times if it doesn't. So essentially what I'm asking is my fastest 50-mile time is 9 hours and 19 minutes. Yes, I actually ran that back in college before I got fat. But regardless, how much slower am I than the world record? So I'm saying to solve this, convert my time and the world record into minutes and subtract. I didn't specify how many seconds. I don't remember. I just remember I'm about 9 hours and like 19 minutes or so for my time. I could have looked it up, but regardless, I'm saying please confirm your final answer showing the math. Final output should be hours and minutes. Also state who the world record holder is and the time associated with it. So a few reasons why I'm adding in parts of this prompt. So I could have just asked like my fastest time for a 50 miler is this. How far away is it from the world record, right? But I'm specifically giving instructions to convert this into minutes, which makes the time conversion easier. I'm also wanting to see who the world record holder is, which I don't know if I watched a YouTube video he was in a few weeks ago, but that's the only way I know. But there's that side of things. I want to know the world record time, and then I want my results back in this hours and minutes. Before specifying some of this information, I got some really weird results. So always try to make the best prompt that you can on this side of things. And I think this is a pretty good framework for a ReAct prompt. So you'll see some of the different steps that are taken, and I will run this. So entering a new agent executor chain. So the first step is we need to convert time to minutes and subtract to find the difference. Awesome. So we're on track so far. And right, 9 hours, 19 minutes, 9 times 60 plus 19, right? So plus 6 Oh, that's the world record, 6 hours and 13 minutes. Okay, I think the world record's actually faster than that. I'm like 90% sure. It says 932. Difference between the two items is 932. Answer 15 minutes of difference. 0.25 hours. Final answer negative 186. That's wrong also. 3.1, 1160. 186. Okay, and we have a final answer, which is 3.1 is the final answer in hours, minutes. The final answer, 3 hours and 6 minutes. The world record holder for the fastest 50 miler is Giannis Koros with a time of 5 hours and 20 minutes. It's not 5 hours and 20 minutes, but also 5 hours and 20 minutes. If we add 3 hours to this, that's 8 hours. If we throw in, what was it said? 6 minutes, 8 hours and 26 minutes. That's not correct. I ran 9 hours and 19 minutes. The world record time, I believe, is closer to 5 hours. So I'm going to rerun this and let's see if we get the correct results the second time. And I should probably rewrite this prompt to make it a little bit better. And it errored out this time. So let's try it for a third time. And maybe I'll rewrite this prompt again before the end of the video, see if I can get it working a little bit better. Okay. And let's see. That's also not the world record holder. Okay. 1 hour and 47 minutes slower than the world record holder, Charlie Lawrence. So that is, I believe, the world record holder as of now, with 4 hours and 48 minutes. But this prompt just isn't doing it. So maybe I have to rewrite the prompt. I'm going to rewrite this slightly and we'll be back in the video. Okay, so the first prompt, it worked a little bit before the video. It's not working now, which isn't a big deal. I rewrote it. So I said that my fastest 50 mile time is 9 hours, 19 minutes. How much slower am I than the world record? To solve this, first find what the 50 mile world record time is. Then convert both my time and the world record time into minutes. Subtract these two values and please confirm your final answer showing the math. Once this is confirmed, the final output should be in hours and minutes. And the output also state who the world record holder is and the time associated with it. We'll try this again and see if this works. Again, a lot with ReAct prompting is testing. So let's see if this works correctly. And no, we got another wrong answer. So not sure why we keep getting the wrong answer, and I'll run it one more time just for good luck. But this prompt is having issues. The second example we're going to go over, it is a lot easier to solve. Okay, so it said finish chain answer 240, which it didn't follow the format, right? I said hours. Oh, here we go. Finish chain. Let's see what we have. Output 4 hours and 48 minutes is the difference between my fastest 50 mile time and the world record. World record holder is Charlie Lawrence with a time of 4 hours and 48 minutes and 21 seconds. And we add 4 hours to it. That's 8 hours. And the math still does not work because you add 4 there, that's 848. And if you add 48 minutes to there, right, you're at 936. It's not correct. But let's look up if this is the actual time or not. I assume it is. We'll put Charlie Lawrence 50 mile 4:48:21. So somewhere along the line, this is not working correctly. Five hours and 19 minutes. They're getting this over here incorrect with this chain. So it still needs work on the prompt side of things, but this is kind of like the first example, right? So what you want to do essentially is create your large language model, then create the tools associated with it. So I used math tool, which wasn't correct. Also, I used DuckDuckGo search, put the tools together, set up your prompt. I used the one that's default from Langchain, create an agent and then an agent executor, and then you have your prompt over here. Let's try one more with Wikipedia. Hopefully Wikipedia works a little bit better than this DuckDuckGo one. All right, and now we're going to take a look at our second example, which hopefully we're going to get way better results. But example 2 is going to be Wikipedia, and we already brought in the imports earlier. So we're going to say API wrapper equals Wikipedia API wrapper top K results equals 1. Then we'll have doc content chars max, and we'll set this to like 10,000. It's pretty large, but the article we're going to be taking a look at may be a little bit larger. Well, I actually haven't really looked at it that much, but we'll see if that works. If it doesn't, we may have to expand this chars over here. And then we'll say wiki equals Wikipedia query run. And then you just put in your API wrapper equals API wrapper. Okay, awesome. Now we set our tools again. So tools equals math tool and wiki. And we're going to use the same prompt. So we're good there. We'll say agent2 equals create ReAct agents. We're using the same LLM. Tools, which is different this time. I guess I should name tools differently, but that's okay. We still have our prompt. Then we're going to create our agent executor. So agent executor equals agent executor for here. Agent equals agent. Tools equals tools. Verbose equals true. And we're going to actually do an easier prompt this time. So because that first one didn't really work, although I thought it was not the most complex, but regardless, we're going to go over here, invoke, and inside over here, over inputs. So input, what is Kipchoge's fastest marathon time in seconds? Okay. And there could be two technical answers with this. Is hour 59, and then I think you're in like a 2 hour and 1 minute. Oh, actually, this isn't going to work. Is I put tools equals, or I have our agent here for our first agent, not agent 2. So apologize. Let's rerun this. Okay, so you can see over here, enter agent executor chain, action input, Kipchoge page, Kipchoge right here, talks about him being fastest marathoner, and fastest time is hour 59, 40 seconds over here, and 7,180 seconds. So if that converted correctly, that is the answer. I'm not going to solve that right now. And let's go over one more example. So we're going to go to example 3. Okay. And this is going to be based off of the prompt that was in the ReAct paper. So based off of prompt in the ReAct paper. And we're going to get going with that. So question, and I'm going to paste this in over here. It's going to be a baseball themed one. Compare the sales of a T206 Honda Wagner in 2022 and 2000. What's the price difference and appreciation value? So we'll run that. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring in this example over here. And technically you could make this into a few shot, right? And I've covered few shot prompting on the channel, but I'm just going to put all this over here. Again, from the ReAct paper, I saw a ton of different articles online that use this. So I think that's fair to use it in this video. At the very bottom, you put in your specific question, but they have all these examples where you have question, thought, action, observation, right? Thought, action, observation, thought, action. So let's do that for ourselves. We're just going to run that. This is going to cost a bit of tokens as it is a longer on the side of things, right? Like many examples, a lot of text. So what we're going to do is just print this out. So print, put LLM, and then we'll put manual ReAct like this. And I need to compare the sales of a T206 Honda Swagger in 2022 and 2000 to find the price difference, calculate the appreciation value, right? And in 2022, one sold for $6 million. In 2000, it sold for $1 million, which I believe was the first card to sell for over $1 million. So $5.3 million difference in appreciation value over here. It gave me actually a percentage the first time I ran this. So let me try running this again, see what happens. So this didn't even answer the question, right? So it went through the thought, action, observation, thought, action, observation. But this one did not work correctly. So one more try on this. What I will say is this is a lot better on your own data. And I do plan on making a vector database with ReAct video in the future. And this is not working also. I was unable to find any specific information on the sales of a T206 Honda Swagger in 2000. It's literally in the article. I have the article over here just to show you guys. So I may have to, well, actually, this isn't based off of Wikipedia. Originally, when I built out this video, I had the Honda Swagger one based off of Wikipedia, and it scraped the article essentially and would give me that information. But right now, it doesn't want to work with me. And we'll try one more time. So it won't work for me. So that's it for ReAct prompting. Went over two different examples with Langchain, and then also kind of one more of a manual example. So in the Langchain side of things, all you got to do first, what we're going to do is define your large language model, then build out your tools. In this first example, I used the map tool as well as search from DuckDuckGo. I build those tools into a list. You set a prompt, which I just used one from Langchain. Create an agent executor, and then invoke this with your prompt in here, and you will get the specific results. You can see all the different steps that are taken, right? Like we need to convert the time, then moves on to the next step, etc. It's not the best still with this prompt over here. So I'd want to either rewrite this prompt or give it more tools to work with. Maybe I have a database of the world's fastest times, and the 50 miler is in there. So you could go in there and grab that, and you can do that through a vector database. But yeah, this was one way to do it. Another way I did on here was with Wikipedia, same with the map tool, use that. And then lastly, take a look at the essentially the manual version of this, where you have all these thought, action, observations from the ReAct paper. So that's a video on ReAct prompting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. I know the prompts didn't work as intended, but I didn't want to scrap those prompts just to show you that it's still a bit buggy. And the best approach, in my personal opinion, with ReAct is to use your own data. And there's a few different ways that you could do it. I think I am going to make a follow-up video in the future if you guys want to see ReAct with a vector database. I think it would be awesome, especially when you implement in other tools. With that being said, I do have a lot of other prompting videos and Langchain videos here on the channel. I have a few linked down below in the description and a playlist right over here.